So how does South by Southwest close out another successful year for its volunteers and interns? They throw a party, of course. I'm here with Tammy, the head honcho to South by. So lady, tell me, how do you put this on? How do you control over like 4,000 volunteers?
I don't think I really control them, but we have a really great staff of coordinators, and we also have over 300 volunteer managers, and they're responsible for assisting with recruiting, training, and the overall management of all of their crews. We have over 50 crews, and so we have a really great team that helps to take care of all those folks.
So why should people volunteer? Why should they be an intern?
There is a lot of reasons to volunteer. Some folks would like to learn more about the event industry. We're one of the biggest events of its kind in the world. We have volunteers come from Europe, from South America, Asia, to come and volunteer for us because they want to learn the industry. We have so many people coming from different types of industries that if you're looking for employment in one of these entertainment industries, it's a key place to get the inside track to meeting these folks.
Do you know any other special event that has this many volunteers to help organize it?
I don't know any specifically that have this many volunteers working at the caliber that they're working. They may have a lot of volunteers, but we task our volunteers with a really huge commitment. Some of them are working upwards to 80, 90 hours during the 10 days of South by Southwest. They're loving every minute of it, but I don't know any other event that has the type of volunteers that we have that are willing to make that commitment and to make our event successful.
How many volunteers, or I should say, is it really common for you to see volunteers come back again?
We have a really great return rate. Our volunteers, they enjoy everything that they're doing while they're volunteering and also while they're enjoying the perk that they're earning from volunteering. So they're getting a lot out of it on both ends.
So not only perks, you're definitely seeing them going into the market, their careers, and using South by to help them with the skill set, right?
Absolutely. I get so excited to hear stories of my volunteers and my interns.
Tell me one.
Some of our interns have gone off to California. They're working for, one of my favorite was, it was actually a girl I went to high school with, and she came to intern at South by Southwest a few years after I graduated. And afterwards, she went off to work in LA at the House of Blues. We've had people working at really big marketing companies. They go off to New York and work at some of these larger record labels. So they really get great experience. It looks great on their resumes. Whether you're a volunteer or an intern, you're learning all of these different skills. And like I said, South by Southwest is just the greatest platform for that.
Okay, I want it on my resume now. You've convinced me. But I think this is awesome that you close out, this one perk right here of this huge party. Like, how much is this to put on itself? Is this a lot to put on?
It is. We start planning it way before the event finishes, so we already kind of have the groundwork laid for it. Because we know we're going to have a big turnout because our volunteers are amazing. We couldn't do this event without them, and we want to show them how much we appreciate them and thank them in the biggest way possible.
All right, I'm here with Devin, and she is a first-year volunteer. Devin, why do you do this?
Because it's fun. I actually thought it was going to be a lot of work, very serious, but it turned out to be a lot of fun. The whole week was super great.
What's some advice you could tell some other volunteers for the first year?
Well, just have fun with it. Don't stress out. Like, you get to meet a lot of people and just be cool with everyone. You don't have to be serious. Like, if you're having fun, then the people that are like doing the actual South by, they'll have fun too, and it's just a great experience for everyone.
Will you do this again?
Definitely.
I'm here with Justin, and Justin is a second year. So, Justin, why did you come back?
Just had a blast doing it last year.
So, do you do it for the perks? Is there a career benefit to this?
Definitely no career benefit. I'm a chemical engineer, but it's a lot of fun. The perks are amazing. To be able to come out, you hang out with bands, you get to really see the behind the scenes side of things, and then you also get to go have fun when you're not working.
Yeah, right on. So what would be some advice that you would give to some first year volunteers?
Don't look at it as a job. Like, come in there expecting to have fun, meet new people, enjoy your time doing it, and really just embrace every moment of it.
So Gene, what is your position at South by?
So I'm the volunteer coordinator and intern coordinator for South by Southwest. We had about 4,000 volunteers this year, right around 3,700 that actually fulfilled at least 30-hour commitment to us, and then we had about 60 interns that helped us throughout the event.
How important is the volunteers and interns role for y'all for the success?
Actually, for us, volunteers are crucial. They are the heart of what we do. There are less than 200 employees that work during the event, and like I said, over 3,300 volunteers, and that's just the regular volunteers. That doesn't include crew chiefs, stage managers, theater managers, that kind of thing. Those guys equate to about another 300 or so, but the volunteers literally run our event for us. We had 115 stages this year. Each one of those had an individual stage manager plus a crew of at least 3 to 7 for each stage, depending on how big it was, and those are all volunteers, all those guys. That's all they do. Our event is literally run on volunteers. We couldn't do it without them, and interns are very crucial for us as well. We had 8 in the volunteer department this year. Those guys did literally everything that we do. They organize our database. They actually, just move boxes, even anything you see here. Like, I have 8 interns, and they helped me set up this entire event. The volunteer party is sort of, we throw a little party at the end for about 2,000 or 3,000 people.
So why do interns, volunteers come back and do this again another year?
It's, I call it an addiction. I started out as a volunteer in 2001. A friend of mine convinced me to come up here. I had heard all these stories about how cool South by Southwest was, and I got tired of hearing about it, and I called him up one day and said, I'm buying a badge and coming. And back then, the music badges ran about $350, but he said, well, how about a free badge? I was like, I like free. So he's like, yeah, come work for me. And so he recruited me, and they promoted me to crew chief the next year, and I did that for about 7 years, and then had a little job shuffle. I always had a regular job and just did South by because I absolutely loved it, being involved with what's going on. And then this is my 5th festival on staff, so I've been managing volunteers for about 4 years, and it really is an addiction. It's all the great people I get to deal with. It's absolutely amazing what these people do, and we don't pay them anything. They get badges, but I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of a big, I almost call it summer camp. When we start that first volunteer call in January, it's like the first day of summer camp. You get to see all your friends you haven't seen in about 3 or 4 months. Another big thing about it is you can make a career out of what you learn at South by Southwest. That's what I did. I volunteered for years and progressively started doing some side jobs, and people would hire me and pay me to come do it. So my volunteering actually turned into a career. So it's definitely, you can come and learn. You can also, for volunteering, you actually get a credential and you can attend the event. So you can go meet, this is a big industry event, so you can actually go meet with studio execs. There's just tons of opportunities. It's just, you just have to take advantage of it. It's, it's a big cult, it's a club, and unless you've actually been here and done it, you just can't understand what it's about. And like all of my interns, I tell them, you think you know what you're getting into, but you have no idea, and you're going to tell me when it's over that I was right, that it's unbelievable, and it absolutely is.
So what's some really good advice that you'd recommend for a future volunteer intern?
Well, for volunteers, just come out and do it. We take anybody and everybody, and as long as you're willing to come to a couple of meetings and follow some simple rules, you can pretty much do anything and come out here and enjoy it. And it really is. It's a lot of fun, but I got tired of the fun and really started enjoying the work. So that's what happened for me. And then for the interns, like some of my interns have gone off. I've got one that's she's now a TV personality in the Midwest on a radio or a TV station. They go off. They end up making a lot more money than me. We got a concierge over at the Hilton that was an intern for us about 7 or 8 years ago. They go on and go into the industry and do all kinds of things. One thing I constantly hear from people when I go out to these recruiting events to get interns, I hear from other recruiters that when they see somebody that's been a volunteer or an intern at South by, they know they're going to get somebody that's really good and coachable and trainable. So it's actually it's very marketable and valuable for people who are familiar with our event.
Well, all your hard work gets paid off. When have you already started preparing for next year's South by?
Oh yeah. We're already making changes and plans for next year. As soon as we were out the door at the convention center in March, we were immediately looking to next year. We're still breaking down what happened and talking about changes that we need to do, but we'll probably take a couple of weeks off here and relax a little bit, but we'll get right back at it. Our year for 2014 begins in August, so we'll launch the volunteer site in August, we'll launch our main site, so we actually spend the entire summer preparing for the next event.
So volunteers to get involved be around in August, you said, and they can just go to the website, or?
Yeah, the information, we'll update the website in August, and then in early November, first week of November, is when we start accepting registrations for volunteers. So they'll be able to go to our website and just sign up, and that'll give them all the information about how to volunteer and how to come out and do all this stuff.
All right, perfect, Gene. Thank you so much for coming out and doing this.